If you enjoy learning the Cherokee language with RSU TV, join our Signal Society. Your monthly gift of $10 a month ensures that RSU TV can continue to produce programs like the Cherokee language classes. Click the link in the description or call 1-800-823-7210 to join today.
Osionicod, Wade Blevins, Dawadon.
Ayena Kela Kathy Sear Yoneka.
All right. Galeele Jagedo Kohig Delegi Cherokee 2 RSU TV Jo Skojo Ine Delegi de Locoste. Gale. So welcome to Cherokee 2 here at RSU TV. We hope that you're ready to learn, and because I am, so
yeah.
we'll see.
Ready to start.
Yeah. Some days, it's just as big a surprise to me as it is to everybody else on what we're learning, because I forget from day to day. So, but I think we're going to kind of spend these next few lessons kind of furthering along and getting farther along in the story, because we're kind of at a interesting place, because we've got all the 6 servants together, and they've met the witch, I think. Have they met the witch? I don't know. We'll find out.
Right at the end.
Oh, they got there, and they said, oh yeah, because they said, oh, your daughter's very beautiful. I'll do whatever you ask if you give her to me. Okay. So now we're going to see what the witch asks, I think. So come, Idalena, chalagi de one. So our reading selection today is again fairly short. I've found it really interesting. I read somewhere that a lot of the Cherokee Bible was not translated from English, but rather it was translated from Greek, which is interesting to me. A man by the last name of Aji, or Arch, was one of the first people in 1824 to translate the Book of John.
Okay.
And the Book of John was the first book that was translated by a man by the name of Arch, and then a man by the name of Brown did some of the early work as well. So I don't know, I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
And so speaking of the Book of John, our reading today comes from the Book of John. So this translation is almost 200 years old. Gosh, that doesn't seem possible, right?
No, it
Wow.
doesn't.
But so this translation is almost 200 years old, I guess. And so this says, let's go ahead and read. This says, Johnny uwo hwe lanahi so neline ayatotla agayi udalka. Okay. So John's writings, the 9th chapter, the 1st verse.
Right.
So we're going to, and this says, and here, I don't know why, but in the version that I had, it was like this, so I just left it. But it says, Jisa no ulosa u go hagi. Oh, this gi at the end throws me. Ugo hagi askaya naski digewi nige se udena. Okay, so that makes, okay, I get it now. It just took me, that gi at the end really threw me for some reason. So, Jisa no and Jesus, Ulosa went by, or went, right? Ugohagi, he saw.
And us on that gi you're talking about, we probably would not say gi, we'd just say ugoha'i.
Yeah.
We would just use the
Ugoha'i.
e, emphasize the e more than the gi.
Okay. So I guess maybe this gi is an older form of kind of talking, I guess. Are there any speakers, like do the Eastern Band, do they still use it, or are there any speakers that really use that?
I think once you're a fluent speaker and you read it, you would just say e instead of the
You
gi.
would just you would just
Yeah.
change it to make it make sense.
The way we say it now.
Ugohagi or ugoha'i. Ugoha'i. Askaya. We should all know that word by now. Askai, a man. Naski, then. Digewi. Dikewi, blind.
Yes.
Dikewi, blind. Nigese, he was. Uden, when he was born, right?
From his birth.
This word, uden, you might remember when we talked about talking about where people were from. Some people will say, like Klaiko, Awaten, I was born in J, and so this word is related to that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then of course the English says, and as Jesus passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. So I'm assuming that this 9th chapter, first verse, that this starts the story of when Jesus healed the blind man. I'm guessing. So I'm not. My grandpa was a preacher, but I'm not real good at like where things happen in the Bible and stuff. He was, but I am not. Would you read this for us?
Jesus no ulosa ugohei askaya. Naski dikewi nigesa udena.
Awesome. Okay, great. So that is our reading selection for today. So if you want to practice your reading comprehension, you could put it on pause, or you could come back to it, or you could screenshot this and print it out and just read it. The more you do it, the better you get. I know certainly I've been getting better now that I've been forcing myself to read more. I just kind of thought, well, I need to put my money where my mouth is, and because I'm right now, my daughter, she hates to read in English, and I'm forcing her to read because it's important. And I was like, well, why do I force her to do something that she doesn't like to do if I don't, do it myself, and make myself,
see you do it.
Yeah, make myself grow. So, but interestingly enough, before we go on, it's this process has been really amazing going through this story with you and with Miss Peggy, and translating. And for those of you at home, kind of how we've been doing this because of COVID and everything else, we can't get together like we used to. So I will get on my computer and I will kind of take a stab at translating, and I'll send it to either her, or I'll send it to Peggy, or I'll send it to both, and then they will make corrections and send it back to me, and we'll talk about it, and I'll ask, so that I kind of know what the words all are and all do. And as we've been going through this here in Cherokee 2, I notice every time I'm getting a little closer and a little closer. I mean, I make fewer mistakes.
Right.
And yesterday I had sent something to Peggy, and we won't get to it today. We probably won't get to it for several more lessons. But I sent a sentence to her, and it was correct, but I couldn't tell you why. Like as far as like when I really started thinking about it, I was like, I don't know why. Like I use like the word like klaskin, and the only reason why is just because it sounded right to me, you know, because we've worked through all of this so many times and we've done it, you know, so much in the process that it just sounded like that was a word that needed to go there. And she was like, yeah, and because that's how it works for a speaker as well, you know, you don't consciously know the grammar, you just know that that's the word that needs to go there. It just sounds right, you know, and so I'm not saying that I'm there by any means, but for some words.
You are getting, yes, you are getting there. I think you are doing a great job.
And so that just goes to show that if you trust this process and you just keep going through, and you don't have to understand every word as it goes, because your brain will pick up what it needs at that moment. But listen to it over and over again, and every time you're going to pick up a little bit more, and it's going to get in there in your brain, and it's going to start to make sense. And then after a while, you'll just kind of be able to feel what word needs to go where, and that's what we're hoping. You know, and that's kind of where I'm at. You know, there are some words, like when we come through and start retranslating it, I'm like, well, I know what it means, but I can't tell you in English now. You know, I'm like, I mean, I know what the sentence is telling me, but I can't tell you what every single word does now.
Right.
You know, and that's what we want. That's what we're shooting for. All right. So our conversational Cherokee today, I thought we would go back and visit. We talked about verbs that change according to whatever it is. We did huinegi and huinegi and what was it? Huiya. And I don't know. I can't even remember. Huiki, I think, or I don't know. I don't remember what they were about because it's been several lessons ago. But this is another one, verb that does that, and this is a fairly important one. You hear it quite a bit. And so this first one, descanse. That's hand me something that's of a solid shape, like an apple or
a book, a pencil.
No, that's alive. Can't use that. I was going to say a turtle, but that doesn't. A turtle shell, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the turtle's not in it.
Right.
Yeah. A box, maybe. You know, a cell phone, probably. You know, those kinds of things. So this is the word that you use whenever you say, hand it to me or give it to me, okay? Descanse. Which I find strange. I mean, you know, I know that's what it is, and because I've heard it a lot, you know, but why is there a D sound in the front? Because to me, that from what I've learned before, that D sound indicates that you're handing them more than one thing, you know, like. So.
Maybe because it's a command. Really?
Could be, maybe, might be.
Yeah, because you're telling them to do it, to
Yeah.
give it to you.
Yeah.
So it's that might be. You know, I can't tell you for sure, but it might be.
Okay. Yeah, I just found that interesting. It was kind of a thought that came to me. And here are some examples of things that you can use this verb with. Word like squatlest, which is a ball. Ditlanoheti, your phone. Ushask, a turtle shell.
Yeah.
Nui, a rock. Those kinds of things. So, descanse. And so in the next coming lessons, we'll learn how to give me other things. So, you know, things that are alive, things that are liquid, things that are flexible, things that are long and skinny, those kinds of things. So those are I think those are the 5 classifiers. Something solid, something alive, something flexible, something long, and something liquid. Sure.
Probably so.
Sure, why not? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's again. I kept thinking there were 6, and I was talking to Peggy last night, and I was like, "What is the 6th one?" And she couldn't come up with it either.
Yeah.
And so we decided I guess there just must be 5.
Yeah, could be.
So So descanse. So if we were going to write this in syllabary, we would use the character for de, which is kind of this S here, the s sound, which is this one here, and k, we would use g instead, which looks like a capital E, and si, which looks like a lowercase b. So that would be descanse, hand it to me. Because it really means to like this. It doesn't mean like give it to me, like to give me a gift, right?
Right.
You can't use it like that. It has to be, it's more like put it in my hand or hand it to me or that kind of thing, right?
Yep.
Okay, excellent. So when we left, we learned a song. We learned the song about Poor Jenny is a Weepin', and which is an English song, so real quick, we're just going to go through and we're going to sing it for you. This is Jenny Adlohi, 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 Jenny Adlohi, Gogi Iga, Gatoha Jadlohi, 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 Gatoha Jadlohi, Gogi Iga, Nata Unalikti, 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 Nata Unalikti, Gogi Iga. Okay, so that's what we learned the last time. Hopefully you remember what it was talking about. Adlohi, Jadlohi, and we talked about the difference between Jadlohi and Hadlohi yesterday or last time we met, and then we talked about this word unalikti. It doesn't necessarily have to be boyfriend. It could be your bestie or whatever. So, and we talked about how it was probably putting two words, that unali, and ulakti together.
Yep.
So
That's what it sounds like to me.
yeah, okay. So real quick, I'm just going to go through and I'll sing it, and then we'll move on with our story. So Didi Noge Sawu Ta Jon. Jenny Adlohi, Adlohi, Adlohi. Jenny Adlohi, Gogi Igam. Gadoha Jadlohi, 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 Gadoha Jadlohi, Gogi Iga, Nada Unalikti, 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 Nada Unalikti, Gogi Iga. Okay, so very easy, super simple song. I think probably one of the easier ones that we've done. So I think maybe the only one that is easier is probably the My Hat Has Three Corners, because that only has like 5 words in it. So, maybe in one of the lessons coming up, we will do another song that's very, very simple, and it's one from the vocabulary that we've used, but there's an interesting twist to it, and so I'm not going to give away the surprise. All right. So we're not going to. Our story has gotten sufficiently long that we cannot start at the beginning and retell the story. So we're going to start kind of towards the middle, and we're going to start here, and then we'll go forward, and then we'll learn the new material and add that to the end. So let's. I'll try to read it. I'm going to make myself try to read it, and you can correct me as we go.
Okay.
And so this first one, gata dostida, gata dostida. Udane soi askaya. So he's saying, I'm listening. Said the other man, right? Gato usti jadaste. What are you listening to, right? Stadaste. Stadaste. Yeah. You don't say the jaw or the j, right? You just put the beginning sound of the
Yeah.
Stadasti. So gata usti stadasti. What are you listening to, right? Utadane ugawi uwej, said the prince. Agitadasti, Octadasti, I'm listening. Ni galstani doha, to what's happening all around. Ni ka elonhi, all over the world.
Yes.
Nikawata gatagi, gataga. How would you say gatagi or gataga?
Ngata gatagi.
Gatagi. Yeah,
That's how I would say it, but
that's how it sounds to me too. Or you could just say gatug, right? I'm listening to everything. Ganula, gatuskunsquil, the grass growing. Gatugi, I'm listening to the grass growing. Udane askai, said the man. Skino hasi, tell me. Udane ugawi uej, said the prince. Gato usti hatugi, skili ale uwej ani nail didla. So gato usti what? Hatugi, can you hear, or what do you hear? Skili, the witch, ale uwej, and her daughter, ani nail didla, in the direction where they live. Gatugi, askai, I hear a man, usk, gadon gohoska. So his skull, gadon, on the ground, gohoska, he fell to the ground. So I hear a man's skull falling to the ground.
yes.
Kilo unel tane, someone tried uhyanti, to marry aliwi, olive, aseskin but unu lane, he failed.
Failed to get her.
Yeah, he wasn't able to do it. Would you say this word for me? Failed.
Unulane.
Ulu.
Unulane.
Unulane. So there's kind of a n sound in this between la and ne. Ne. Unulane. Unulane. Okay. Doda yik, if that's true, yiga na tlega, then I will hire you. Skistawadega, you follow me. Udane ugami uech, said the prince. Na askaya digalis quotain, the man with the big ears, digalis quotain, ustawadas, followed ugami uech, followed the prince. Ukedaliya, the valley. Munilucha, they arrived at a valley. Aniskai, the men came to a valley. Dilasiteni, feet. Ale, and ayetlimu, only part or only half. Diganaskeni, of legs. We do need go, hey? They saw. Seton, tla, but you need go, hey? They couldn't see uyela, his body. Okay, anaisa, they walked or traveled or went akedaliya, through the valley. Muni gohe. So when they walked through the valley, they saw muni gohe. Ayela, a body. Ale, uskol, or usk, in a head. uska. So they saw a body and a head. That's a tall guy. Do you in igod udane ugami uwej. So really tall. Said the prince. Klago hushigi. Klago hushik. That's nothing. Udane na inigod ashkaya. Said the tall man. Yi jinegog. If I stretch in igod jon yagayel. So 3,000 times taller is it? I guess. Yeah. This is one of those things that to put into Cherokee is not
complicated.
Yeah, it's
complicated.
It's difficult.
But
you just figure it out from the context of what's going on. Yagwalin jigo ti old. Oh, Yagwalin. If I stand up or if I get up, jigo ti I see odala the mountain gadu utlititla utlitla. I see over the mountain, like past the top kind of thing. If I follow you, if you hire me, I will follow you. Udane ugami uwej, said the prince. Una tlane, he hired him. Inigod ashkaya, the tall man. Ustawatasa followed. Skili ale uwodu uwej, the witch and her beautiful daughter, Junen sa, where they lived, Didla, in that direction. Si wana isa, they continued. Nohle no unigoha askaya unano hulti uwotla. So and then they continued on, and then they saw a man sitting next to the road. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. No duga it's covered his eyes. We figured it out last time. We conquered it last time.
Duklute is how I would say it. Duklute. So you could put that.
Okay, duklute. No cloth covered his eyes. Duklute. Shio. Hey, hello. Udane ugawi uwej, said the prince. Doke, why? Jideja du tlada. Why are your eyes covered? Jideja du tlada. Klas eli higote. Can you not see just the light? Can you not look at the light? Kla, no. Kla eli yi gagaji du tlegi. Yi gagaji du tlegi. I can't take it off. I can't take the thing off my eyes. Udane askaya, said the man. You stiwu kesa Iwagikon, whatever I look at, ayetli yaga hatli, I cut it in half. Skiwa, whatever, skiwa, jutlaniga, jutlanigug, so, My eyes are that strong. Jutlanigug is strong. Skiwu is like that way, right? They're just that way.
Yes.
Skiwu, they're just. That's just how it is. Gustesti, Yijaduli, Skinatlaga. If that's if you want me to help you, then hire me. Ganatlaga, I hire you. I'm going to hire you. Udane ugawi uwech, said the prince. No. Now or then, Muni Gohe, they saw a man, Askaya, got ne uditlega, sitting in the heat, or laying in the heat. He was laying in the heat. Nika uyela, his whole body, uwanawiske, was shivering. Okay? Doke, why? Ji John Nawi. Why is it that you shiver, right? Uditlekana jini. Even though you're laying in the heat, yeah. Even though you're laying in the hot. Utadane ugami uwedge, asked the prince. Uwal segitan, awal segitan. I'm really weird. Yeah, I'm really strange or peculiar, unusual. Udane askaya, said the man. You ditlega, if it's hot, then I freeze. I get cold. No leno, but then you heard if it's cold, Ugo don ali giela scon Chile scon. Yeah, that's it. It should be. I transpose the two. Chile scon. Chile scon. So these syllabary characters are not right. This should be ye and le and yan. Leia, Gileia scon. So, ugodon, Ali Gileia scon, I burn up sweating, isn't it?
I sweat more.
I sweat more. Yeah, the colder it is, the more I sweat. It would be how we would say that in English. Goli, in the winter. Tla, in the winter, I don't like the heat. Gogino, but in the summer, I don't like the cold. So yeah, he's really an unusual guy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Jasquinicht. You're really amazing. You're really amazing. Udane ugami uwedge, said the prince. If I hire
I will hire you.
I will hire you yijaduli if you want. Skistawadugon. Follow me. No leno. And then Usquanicht, Oskaya, the amazing man, Dustawa Duse, followed them. Ugawiu Uwej Ale Anisteliski, the prince and his helpers, his helping people. Kohiya, later, Galela Dodala Dunilu. They arrived at some tall mountains, high mountains. Askai, man, Uktenole, we're looking around. Okay. They saw. So they saw a man looking around. Do you gonna heed gay say Jane his neck was really long. Oh the mountain we clear we clear
In the front.
On
the other side.
On the other side, wago ti ske. He was looking. He was seeing the other side of the mountain, right, or what was over there. Gatoust ja toast. Oh, gatousti ja toasta. What are you staring at? What are you looking at? Udane ugami uwech, said the prince. Osta chigo tiska, I have good eyesight. Chigo tiska, my eyesight is good. Nikoda inage, all inage, the woods, they're the forests. Degatlogesh, the fields. Digadusi, the hills. Ale, and Dukedalia, the valleys. Dejigotiske, Elohinika. I see all of these things all over the world. Ugawiyu Uwej, the prince, he anuwe said this to him. Stawaduga, follow me. Steliski, gesesti, be my helper. Nole, then Ugawiyu Uwej, the prince, ale Digejinat Klai, and his servants, or the ones that he hired, Wunilute, they arrive, Digadu, the town, Ashkili, the witch, Ale Uwej Agehia Dineha, where they were, and his daughter, or the witch and the witch's daughter, where they were. Do you uwo duhi jagwej Agehia? Your daughter is really beautiful. Ustiwu gesa. Oh, you still gesa jaduliska. Whatever you want. Yiniga turga. I will do it. Yiski kanela. If you give her to me. Whew. All right. I think we're okay. There we go. Okay. So here's the rest. Here's more of the story. So uli heli jona gesa skili. That's easy, right? Uli heli jona. So this Jonah. How is that different than like if they say like uli helija? That Jonah, I know it adds to it. It makes it like.
I think it's to me it would be way more than happy. A person. It's talking about a person. So it's the happiest they could be. Okay.
Yeah. Gesa was skili. The witch, yeah. So it's like an intensifier for a human being, right? Uli heli jona gesa skili. Would you read that for us?
Uli heli jona gesa skili.
Awesome, great. Yom duhisti ulukte. So she liked killing people. Would you read that one for us?
Yeah, we do histi ulukte.
Yeah, so that was fairly straightforward. I don't think we need to spend a lot of, we
That's
know.
what she did.
Yeah.
And she was happy when they come to get her daughter because she knew they was not going to Pass the test.
Right, yeah. So she was happy as a pig in mud. So, yep.
Yeah.
And those of you at home learning most of these words, yowi, you should know. Ulukte, you should know. Duhishti is probably the only new word in this sentence, and it's like to kill. She to kill them. So she liked to kill people.
Yep.
Kla yun te na askaya ugawiyu uwej gesa. Okay, kla yun te, she didn't know. Na askaya, that the man ugawiyu uwej gesa was a prince.
Yeah.
She didn't know it. Kla yun te, would you read that one for us?
So you tena askaya ugawiyu wedge gesa.
Okay, so that's a really easy sentence. That should be an easy one for you guys.
Over and over.
Yeah, a lot of that has been gone over, so hopefully you're able to. Okay, Joik ka yijatanti yiga us. So could you read this?
Jo'i iga yijatanti yiga us.
Okay, so Zhongyi Iga. Zhongyi means three. Iga, this is just a word is like three of them. Iga, it's just a quantifier word. It doesn't really translate in English, but in a lot of instances it needs to be there in Cherokee. Yijatanti, things for you to do. Yiga us. So and yiga us,
Give you.
I'm gonna give you, right? That ga, we've been talking about. This ga sound is me to you, like I love you, ga, ge, you, right? So, zhongyi yiga yijatanti yiga us. So I'm gonna give you three things to do. Okay. Nigad hid squat yiga kas agwej ageya udane askile. So nigad all hid squat. If you finish, yiga kas, I'll give to you. Agwej ageya, my child, that's female. My woman child, or my daughter, udane askile. Said the witch. Would you read that one for us?
Nigad yid squat, you got us a gweje. You got, let me say it over, because I didn't say that word right. Nigad yid squat, you got cause a gweje a geya, udane skilly.
Oh, great. Good. So we're ramping it up. Okay, so it says, Kata usti jaduli akayi awadanti utadane ugawiyu uwedge. Kata usti, what? Jaduli, do you want? Akayi, first. Awadanti, me to do. Utadane asked. Ugawiyu uwedge. The prince, would you read that one for us?
Kata usti jaduli agayi yawadanti. Utadane ugawiyu uwedge.
Okay, great. That's a pretty straightforward sentence. Fairly. All right. So that's as far as we're going to go today. So I will try to read it, and then if you'll read it for us, and then we'll maybe talk about it if we have some time left over. So uli heli jongna gesa skili yawi duhisti ulakte kla yunt te, that should be te, na askaya ugawi uwedge gese zong iga ijatanti yiga us nagada he'd squat yiga kas agwej ageha udane atskili. Kato usti tatuli agayi awadati utadane ugawiyu uwich. All right, would you read that one for us?
Uli heli jonage seskili. Yawi du histi ulabde. La yute na askai ugawiyu wetskesa. Joi iga yika yita danti yika as. Negata yit squat down. Yika cause a gwejage udane skili. Gata usti taduli akayi awadante utadane ugawi uweji.
All right. So, so we're going along with the story. So now we know that the witch liked killing people. Of course, we kind of figured that before. And now she has laid her trap, I guess, because she said, well, you know, I'm going to give you 3 tasks. If you don't do them, then, well, it doesn't say. Oh, well, no, it doesn't yet. It says, I'm going to give you 3 tasks for you to do. And he said, okay, well, what's
the first one?
What's the first one? So we've only got a few minutes left. So with the few minutes remaining, if you would, I'll turn my head, and if you will read a word, I'll see if I can remember what it means in English.
Okay.
I should be really good at this one because almost all the words I'm fairly familiar
Okay. Utadane
with. He or she asked,
agweji.
my child, or my offspring,
Ugawiyu
the leader or the chief or the ruler,
ugawiyu uweji.
the chief's son or the ruler's son or the prince in this case.
Uli heli jo na.
She got really happy.
She did. Udane
She said or he said,
joi.
3,
Skili.
which?
Yawi.
People or person,
Iga.
like a quantifier word,
Negata.
all, everything.
Sla.
No,
Ulabde.
liked, he or she liked it.
Askaya.
A man,
Du histi.
to kill, she to kill them.
Yid squatti.
If you finish it,
Yiga cause.
yiga, cause I'll give to you.
Jaduli.
You want.
Awadanti.
Me to do.
I think you did it all. Wait.
Wow, good. All right. Well, let's do. We've got like a minute and a half, so we don't have very long. But this time, you give me the English, and I'll try to do the Cherokee. But I mean,
Okay.
that's going to be way harder. So
Okay.
I know I'm not going to do well.
Oh, people.
You know we.
This is going to be hard for me to turn it around. Which?
Skili.
Said.
Udane.
Daughter.
Uwejikweya. Or agwejikweya.
Yes.
My daughter.
All.
Nigato.
Give you.
Yiga us.
Good.
Am I
Yes.
close?
Yes, that's the word. Man.
Oskai.
Happy.
Uli heli jona.
Very happy.
Very happy.
Light.
Like ulukte.
Kill.
Duhiste.
What?
Gedust.
First.
Okay.
Son. Prince.
Uwich.
Yes.
All right, excellent. Very, very good. Okay, so that's we've continued with our story. So when we come back next time, we will go even farther with our story. From all of us here at RSU TV, I just want to say, wadon. I'm glad that you're here with us.
Don Dakohai.